Sometimes dreams don't just speak to you, they change the entire direction of your life. When Aaron and I were first married, he had one of these dreams, and it eventually led us to move to Nashville. Today, the day I'm recording this, would have been his 44th birthday. And on this day, I want to honor that dream. I was 18 years old, maybe 19 at the time, and he was 21, and he had this vivid dream I'm about to walk you through. In it, he was told to go sit by this hut, and he was told to wait for someone that was going to come to the door. And so he sat there and he describes that, you know, how in dream time, it can be years or minutes and you don't know the difference. But to him, he said it felt like an interminable amount of time. It was just so long that he was waiting for this man to come to the door that he ended up almost falling asleep. And then as soon as his eyes, like as soon as he was almost in that deep sleep, boom, the man comes to the door. Okay. So then this older gentleman comes to the door and he invites Aaron with him and they start walking this journey on what Aaron describes was like this big, open, grassy plain. And it kind of went uphill. And as it went uphill, it went to this huge cathedral, this old church. They walk into the church and they walk up to an organ, a very old organ, like with the pipes that go all the way up to the ceiling. And the man looked at the organ and then he looked back at Aaron and he said, "A man from Nashville played here." And boom, the dream was up. Aaron was awake. I'm going to break this dream down for you and tell you how this really came to play in our lives together. But first, I want to talk to those of you that are new here. My name is Nicole, and I am positive that your dreams at night are decoding your future. I do dream interpretation every single day. I do it for myself and I do it for others. It has transformed my life, like I'm about to walk you through right now. And I have seen it transform the lives of others. So I am now passionate about teaching people how to break down the symbols in their dreams so they can start decoding their future. If you like this conversation, please hit the like button and subscribe so you know when new videos are coming out, and it tells the algorithms that people like you like this content. So let's dig into what I would call this a destiny dream for my late husband. And I'll call it a destiny dream for me too, because it literally changed the projection of our lives. We did end up moving to Nashville because how can you have a dream like that and then not follow suit? It was so powerful. And that move to Nashville changed everything for several different reasons. First, at that point, my husband had already started to get sick and we didn't know what was going on. So I knew moving to Nashville was how he'd be able to continue his music and kind of keep that hope alive inside of his heart. And then it also just felt like destiny. But there's more to it than just that. So when we moved to Nashville, nothing went as planned, as life happens. And his illness only got worse. It was only here in Nashville that we were able to find a doctor who was even able to diagnose him, which was a miracle in and of itself. Unfortunately, Aaron was not able to continue music like I hoped he'd be able to here in Nashville. He did do it a little bit, but that disease ended up making it impossible for him to continue the music. However, this is how this dream continued to drive the overarching dream. In the years that my late husband was feeling like he was never going to be able to do music again, that he was getting too old or, just didn't have the talent anymore, I kept going back to that dream. And I said, no, like, remember the dream. You were walked all the way up to this organ and a man from Nashville played here. And then it kept being like this anchor, this anthem that I used not only for myself, because it gave me hope no matter what physical health issues we were facing, that Aaron one day was going to do that music. One day I was going to see him back up on the stage. And I was so passionate about his music. Like, he could play piano like you would not believe. And I could just sit there and listen to it. And like something inside my soul would come alive. And I knew that there was no way that this dream didn't mean that he was going to do that again. And I also used that to help encourage him. I don't know how well it worked because he kind of had a sixth sense, I think, about these things. But it was like the dream kept that hope alive in me all the years that we were here in Nashville, all the years that illness seemed to be stealing from us. I remembered that dream and it gave me hope. And that is how powerful dreams are. They will, when stewarded properly, when paid attention to, and when you just know that you know that you know that that dream had meaning. And again, this is before my 2020 epiphany about dreams and before I knew how to interpret dreams. It's like that dream that you wake up from and it'll never leave you. You know that it has such a powerful memory to it. It has such a powerful, not memory, but meaning to it that keeps you moving forward. And I am forever grateful to that dream for it. Let's talk about how the dream did not turn out to be like I thought it would. I was sure to the point where even there were a couple of times where it's touch and go with Aaron's health, and people got a little worried that he might have passed away in years past. I was like, nope, not going to happen because of this dream. It gave me, I was so sure about it. Clearly, Aaron was not able to go back and do his music and be on that stage like I envisioned in my head that he'd be able to do again, right? It did not happen. He did pass at the age of 43. And so now I have this dream and I have to look at what did it really mean? It means that the dream had a purpose for those 22 years that we were married. It gave hope and it kept fear from ruling inside my heart. And it gave me an avenue to continue to encourage my husband through very hard times. Now, let's look at what the dream means post death. If you look at the symbolism and you look at how Aaron was sitting by that hut for so long until he almost fell asleep, that is representative of, in my opinion, of how long he stayed sick. So he stayed sick for so long that it almost shut him down. It almost took the light out of his life. But just when maybe all hope was lost and that kind of falling asleep and just letting it all go, boom, he was reawakened. Here's my thoughts, okay? And I can't prove this, okay? No one really knows what happens after death. But my thought is if you look at that journey he took, I believe it was God that came to the door. And I think that there's something to be said that when he woke up, that was that death is not final, in my opinion, in this world. And he woke up in heaven. All of a sudden, woke up in heaven, and he went on this journey with God to his great unknown, to me, anyways. I believe the church represents like heaven for him. That organ represents not just the piano he played, because he actually didn't even play the organ. It represents the religious musical instrument. And so in the end, I was even talking to my best friend about this because I had told her about this dream. That's how important it was to me. In the end, it appeared to represent Aaron's journey into the great beyond. And a man from Nashville is playing there. Because the dream ended with that, we understood it was a mandate to move to Nashville. And that was essential. I'm supposed to be here. Aaron was supposed to be here. Something important here in Nashville. And that dream brought us here. And Aaron did play piano here. And for a little while, he was able to travel and do music. All of that is true. But it appears to be that his best music, what his actual destiny is that I can't see, touch, feel, smell, or experience with him is some kind of music in the great beyond. So the dream served two purposes. Do you see? It served the purpose to give us hope and drive us here to Nashville, which we came and we never left. Okay. It also served as a placeholder of peace for me. Later in hindsight, you can see the symbolism and how it represents his journey into heaven, and that his pain is gone now, and he is fulfilling what I always saw in my heart and in my head. He is fulfilling it, just not yet where I can see it. If you made it all the way through to the end of this episode, thank you so much for watching. I love talking about dreams, and I hope you enjoyed it too. If you did, hit the subscribe button because this channel is only here because of you. And if you want to dive deeper into your own dreams, I have a free community for that. See the link below.